Hi, I'm Charbria Shine, and welcome back to Max Out Girl. All right, ladies, we have an amazing episode for you today. We have another Women in Business Spotlight. Woo-hoo!
Yes.
Yes, we have Chelsea Whittington with C-Wit PR. Who you with?
C-Wit.
Hey
there.
Thank you for coming on today.
Thank you for having me, and welcome to my office here in Hammond, Indiana.
Woo-hoo! Yes, so we're excited because we are highlighting amazing women, and you are one of them.
Thank you.
You're welcome. So tell me, how did you get started in PR?
Public relations, wow. It's a journey that you wouldn't believe, but it actually started as a conversation at age 9. My mother told me that I was persuasive, that I was the campaign manager for the entire family, particularly my siblings. When we didn't want to have dinner cooked, I'd say, here's the deal. If we clean our rooms, can we go to McDonald's? You don't have to cook. I would always have a reason and an explanation for why things should go my way. And she said, you know, you should be in PR. I'm at 9 years old.
I'm like,
what's PR?
Yeah.
She said, trust me, you will find out. And fast forward 20 or so years later, I certainly did. Wow. I actually did not study PR proper in college. I got my first degree from Howard University.
Wow.
Yes, HU, Kamala, broadcast journalism. And so I thought I was going to be Oprah. She would not retire. And so I said, I need to find something else to do. But I really did admire her style of talk show and talking to people and getting the information from them. But one of the internships that I had at Howard was at the Peace Corps recruiting office in Arlington, Virginia. And I had a public relations intern. I learned to write my first press release when I was 19 years old. And my supervisor at the time, shout out to Rachel Molly, we still keep in touch, told me to go to grad school to learn more about public relations, and that might be a good path for me. Did that, got my degree, my master's from Purdue in organizational communications. Here I am 30-something years later in the craft.
Wow. Yeah. So for those who may not know what PR is, what is PR?
So I always spell it out as public relations because you're relating to your different publics. So sometimes your public may be your customers, it may be the media, it may be supporters, it may be donors, or a collaboration of them all. And my craft is to reach those audiences in diverse channels with various messaging, whether it's through social media, traditional media, radio, TV, print, internet, and to help my clients to ensure that their brand is intact and that their messaging is conveyed for the highest impact, whether it's to get sales, to get donations, or to just raise their profile to help them garner the support, whatever the end goal is. That's what public relations is. Everybody thinks they can do it, but there is definitely an art to it and a level of consistency that has to be had in order to be successful.
Wow, that's awesome. Okay, so you're the CEO and founder of your business.
Yes.
Did you start there, or how did you get from, did you have a 9-to-5? What was your journey?
Did I have a 9-to-5? Yes,
Say, what kind of question is that?
I mean, but I was the one, I am a daughter of an entrepreneur. I came in a family, my parents owned gas stations in Gary growing up and convenience stores. So I worked in the family business, and when I saw my father and mother having all these people report to them, my brother's doing payroll and my sister running a restaurant, I kept saying to myself, I don't want to be an entrepreneur. It's just too much responsibility. So I have been fighting the entrepreneurial beast for years and years and years. And so we get to 2016, I just started doing a little consulting work. And in fact, my very first client was sent at the time a candidate, Eddie Melton, a candidate for state senator for Indiana, did some social media for him. And I was like, hey, I kind of like it, especially after he won. And then I took on a couple of more clients. But the turning point, as I always tell my students, my clients, is, or aspiring entrepreneurs, is that when your 9-to-5 gets overtaken by your 5-to-9, that side hustle, it's time to make some decisions on whether you're going to go out solo. And so I found myself, you know, telling my clients, I have to call you after 5. I'm still at work. Can we do this on the weekend? Because I respect every job I've ever held. And all the jobs I've held, from Ebony and Jet magazines to U.S. Cellular, Gary Community School Corporation, Chicago Urban League, City of Gary, Trump Casino, Empress Casino, Horseshoe Casino. I've had jobs. But I never wanted to moonlight or do anything that would jeopardize that 9 to 5.
That's good.
So in 2019, I had a real heart-to-heart conversation with my husband. And he was really the one that shed light on the circumstance. He said, you've worked for so many different brands. You've done so much for so many different people.
Yeah.
Can't you parlay those talents into something on your own?
Wow.
And I said, I thought about it. I'm thinking about it. I said, but what if this doesn't work? And I was like, do you got me? He said, I will back you up. He said, because I'm not worried. He said, I already know. He said, all my money, my bet is on you.
That's awesome.
And that feels good to have that kind of support. So with his support and prayer and blessing, I just ask God to guide my steps. Here we are in our 6th year of existence.
Wow.
I have a great team of contractors, young ladies and young men who work with me on various projects. They teach me things. I teach them things. And over the course of the past 5 or so years, I've interfaced with about 100 brands.
Wow, that's amazing. So this may be a little bit off the topic, but I think it's so important. How important when you want to be an entrepreneur is it to have a supportive partner, choosing a great partner for yourself in life as a woman?
Yes, it is very important for the simple fact that it's so different from the 9 to 5 when you talk about your daily schedule. And it's something that we still grapple with from time to time because a lot of my commitments happen on the weekends. And he may think, can you send somebody else? But sometimes the circumstance is such that, no, C. Witt needs to be there or my brand needs to be present. And it's not there's a certain cutoff time. There also is the crisis communications where sometimes there's something happening in the middle, an emergency that I have to draft a statement for, do a media interview. And this was very evident even in my 9 to 5s when I worked for like the city of Gary. If we had a fire, I had to be there. So I didn't know when a fire was going to be, if somebody was injured or something like that, to make a statement. And so that spouse or partner has to be understanding and embrace your dream. And that's the one thing I can say about Terrell D. Whittington. He embraces my dream and he knows what the bigger picture is and what the end goal is.
I love that.
Retirement.
Retirement. And vacation, right?
Vacations.
I love it.
Yes,
I heard that in kind of what you're talking about, and I love that because I can relate. My husband's really supportive, and I hear a lot of women, they're like, when you get married or you have kids, you do this, you can't go after your dreams. And I'm like, no, that's not true. You probably just need to make sure that, you're picking a partner that understands, your dream and your vision and supports it. Because they may understand it, but they might, resent it or
get jealous.
So you want to make sure that you have somebody loving and supportive and realize there's going to be ups and downs, but they still have your back. So I love that about you.
And you have to have constant communication.
Yes.
I mean, when there are things going on with the business and I know it's getting ready to be a heavy season, I want to get ahead of that and say, hey, this is what I'm going to be bogged down with, and here's how you can support me, and vice versa.
Yeah, that's good.
He has to work as well, and so what are the things that we can do to support one another to be successful, and always plant things on the calendar that you have to look forward to enjoy.
That's cute. Is it like date night or going out?
Date night,
or
vacation. I'll see you November 2nd, New Edition in Vegas.
Okay,
that's our next thing.
Okay, fun.
And so countdown has begun.
I love it. Yeah, I love that because you can, you might be busy and miss each other, but it's like, we're going to see you here. We're going to hang out there. We're going to do this. And you have something to look forward to.
Yes, and date night every week is
I love that. Yeah, I love it. So talk about that, because sometimes people are like, oh, we've been married all this time. Talk about the importance of that.
So I've been knowing my husband since I was 9. There's that magic number again. But we attended the same elementary school. Now, we didn't date all this time, but our families knew one another. And so we have the same growing up history. And that's very important for us when we can talk about Gary times of old and reminisce and have some of the same friends because we went to the same high school. He was a couple of years behind me, underclassmen. But I'm a cougar literally from West Side. But it's one of those things that dating one another should never, ever get old. And we take turns on who can be we're very competitive about who can be the most creative.
Beat the other one out.
I found this restaurant. No, I found this restaurant. Well, this one has 4 stars. Well, this one has 4.5 stars, and so we make it to say, this is going to be an adventure and your life should be that way versus letting it get dull. And so we are getting ready to celebrate 16 years.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
That's
in
awesome.
May. And I feel like I'm earning it every day.
Yeah.
And looking for new ways to be a better wife every day.
I love that.
Yeah.
And the reason why I took it that direction, because with Max Out Girl, we've been doing a lot of women in business spotlights, but I want us to excel in every area.
Yes.
So if your business is booming, but your relationships aren't, you're not maxing out.
Well, can I be honest?
Yes.
If my relationship is wrong, the business is.
Yeah, you're not
Because
gonna
my mind is
whole.
all
Your
the way over
mind's
here,
on
like,
that.
you still mad at me?
Yep,
You still mad at me?
yep,
I got a
yep.
press release to write. You still mad at me?
Like you're not whole, you're
Yes.
not focused, because your better half is just not.
Yes,
Yeah,
yes. And
I love
so
it.
I try, they say never go to bed mad and all those
Yeah,
kinds
yeah.
of things. They sound cliche, but they're very true.
Yeah.
Talk it out. You're not going to have perfect days every day.
Yeah.
But if you are with someone with whom you can talk things through and you say, I may not agree with you, but I hear you, or here's what I'm going to do to flex to help accommodate what your needs are, you can't help but to appreciate that.
Yeah.
And it makes your bond stronger.
I
And
love that.
I've been through it, you
Yeah.
know. And that other piece about it is when you own a business and you're interfacing with other people, male and female, you must make your spouse feel comfortable. Like,
That's great.
well, somebody
that?
said, being very transparent
Yeah.
and professional at all times goes a long way. And
I
so
love that.
my husband has nothing to worry about because he knows, oh, that's a client, that's a friend, that's somebody from college.
Yeah.
Those kinds of things should always be transparent.
Good communication.
And good
I love
communication.
that.
That's
Yeah.
what it is.
That's amazing. So give some of our ladies some advice. Let's say they're at their 9 to 5 and they have this thing in their heart and they feel like they are ready to move forward, but it's something just kind of stopping them. What can you say to them?
Yes, I always call that teetering on the fence. You're
Teetering
there,
on the fence.
you have that product, you have that
Yeah.
service. And really, COVID was one of the things, as terrible as it was, one of those things that pushed a lot of people off the
did.
fence.
Yep.
It was like, I've lost my job, or my job has been cut down, my job doesn't exist anymore. And I've always had this idea on the shelf, it's time to dust it off and make it move forward. So I would say move forward with that COVID mind to say, yeah, it's that idea needs to come off the shelf.
Yes.
Again, the support system.
Yes.
Saving, I would also say that. A lot of times
That's
we
good.
jump into things. Getting good credit. I have an amazing financial advisor, and while I've always had really good credit, it really came into play when it was time to start my business. If you need to buy equipment or you want to just, up your brand and your visibility, those types of things really, really matter. And so if you're going to jump into that, jump off the fence and into the game, that, do that checklist of all those things and just make sure that you want to stay committed to this, because I have also interface with some aspiring entrepreneurs who have a different idea every week. We're selling pencils. No, marshmallows. No, marshmallow pencils.
They need a clear vision and the diligence to stay focused on that vision.
Thank you.
Yes,
well put.
I love that.
And then surround yourself with mentors.
Yeah.
And they don't have to be necessarily your elders, but people who have done what you're looking to do or are in the same path with you, so you can bounce ideas off of one another and get that circle of support. You will find, as an entrepreneur, as I'm sure you know, everybody's not going to ride with you.
Right.
Everyone's not going to be happy for you, unfortunately.
You're right, yeah.
But then you'll have people who come out the woodwork like, wow, you are a true ambassador. I had no idea.
Yeah.
And I'll pause to say thank you to everyone who has come to my brand rescue and has endorsed my clients, supported, and have wished us nothing but success. And I'm just grateful for that.
I love
that. But those are my tips.
Yeah, those are great.
My women of faith, stay prayed up. That's my number one advice.
Prayed up, praised up, fasted up.
Yes, I talk to God so
Yeah.
regularly that if you were around me as a fly on the wall, you're like, who are you talking to? Because I speak out loud to him, and I speak things as though they were. And I said, today is going to be a great day, God. Thank you already. And thank you for my health and strength and for my family and for prosperity. Because he wants us to be prosperous. Some people feel like struggle is always a part of this narrative. It is not. It is not. And so
we're just sad that people think that.
my hard part has to come and then success. I have not per se, knock on wood, experienced like deep struggle, and I'm thankful for that, and I recognize that, and I know that it could come at one day, but right now I'm embracing what the journey is right now.
I love that. You don't always have to struggle. How sometimes they go struggle love, struggle this, struggle that doesn't have to be our experience all the time. God can bless us abundantly without all of that all the time.
And here's the other thing that we must do, ladies, and all those who are viewing, you have to give back. You have to.
That's important.
You do not harbor the knowledge that you have to yourself,
And
thinking
not
that
share it.
somebody is going to come and scoop it up. Like I have CWIT, and then they were like, oh, CJIT is coming, and they're going to take me out the game. No, I'm confident enough in my brand that if you have a question about a press release or PR, I'm going to help you.
Yeah, you're not worried.
Exactly.
Yeah, you're secure in who you are.
As we have mentors, we should also have mentees.
I love that. Thank you so much.
Plenty. I have plenty. Yes.
Well, ladies, she's dropped some nuggets. So if they want to connect with you or work with you, where can they find you?
They can find me all over Facebook, but online. My website is cwhitt.biz. That's CWHITT.biz. I'm on Facebook, my personal page, Chelsea Stalling Whittington, and my business page, CWhitt. And if you just key in Chelsea Whittington, LinkedIn, Twitter,
because you're all over the place.
Instagram,
She's
TikTok,
all over, y'all.
Threads. You know, I have to be. My team tells me
Yeah.
I have to be everywhere. The young people tell me that. So.
Well, I love that. Thank you so much for coming on with us
It
and
has
sharing
been
your
my
knowledge.
honor. It is blessings to you,
Yes,
this
thank
podcast,
you.
and you continue to shine, Miss Shine.
Thank you. So ladies, you know where to find her. Support her, follow her, share what she does if you can't use it right now, because she's amazing at what she does. So again, you guys know you can find me and follow me at Charbria Shine, at Max Out Girl. So we hope we said something that encouraged, inspired, and elevated your thinking. And always remember to max out, girl. I'm Charbria Shine. Talk to you next time. Bye.